What does it say about the state of our politics when a flailing opposition is offered a lifeline by a party that spent 14 years inflating the very welfare system it now decries? This week, Kemi Badenoch, sharp-tongued and surgically political, threw down a gauntlet to Sir Keir Starmer. Support for his embattled welfare reform bill will come at a cost: no new tax rises, real action to reduce the ballooning welfare budget, and a concrete plan to get people back to work. At first glance, it might appear as a gesture of bipartisanship. It isn't. It's a calculated warning, a test of Starmer's political spine, and of Labour's credibility as a government in power. That 108 of Starmer's own MPs are prepared to wreck his legislation tells you everything about Labour's ongoing identity crisis. This is not the act of a united governing party with a mandate for reform. It's the unraveling of a fragile alliance that papered over profound disagreements in pursuit of electoral victory. Starmer, who spent years promising stability and seriousness, is now at the mercy of his own backbenchers, MPs who are more loyal to ideological purity than fiscal responsibility. What Badenoch understands, what Starmer seems unwilling to confront, is that Britain's welfare system is not just financially unsustainable, it is morally adrift. Personal independence payments, PIP, were designed as targeted support for those with genuine, enduring disabilities. Today, they are expanding at a rate that alarms even those who crafted them. Universal credit, once hailed as a simplified safety net, now risks becoming a permanent substitute for participation in the workforce. And in this context, Starmer's reforms, timid, tepid, and clearly too much for his party to stomach, look less like leadership and more like damage control. Badenoch is right on substance. The welfare budget asterisk is asterisk too high. It asterisk does asterisk disincentivize work. And the government, this so-called reforming Labour administration, asterisk is asterisk too politically frightened to deal with it honestly. This isn't the view of a hard-right ideologue. It's economic common sense backed by numbers and by principle. If you pay people more to stay out of work than to return to it, you shouldn't be surprised when your labor force shrinks, your productivity falls, and your tax base collapses under the weight of ever-increasing demand. Starmer's reluctance to rule out new tax rises is not prudence. It's cowardice. He knows, as the rest of us do, that his party's spending ambitions vastly exceed what the current economy can bear. He also knows that the fiscal headroom created by the last budget is already vanishing under the pressure of soft growth, stagnant wages, and a public sector that seems incapable of doing more with less. So why the silence? Because to say out loud that taxes must rise is political suicide, and to promise they won't is fiscal fiction. Badenoch's intervention exposes the gaping hole in Starmer's agenda. He wants the appearance of reform without the cost of upsetting his base. But leadership demands more than clever footwork. It requires choices, and the courage to make them publicly. Her offer is not one of friendship. It is a provocation. Take it or leave it, but stop pretending you can do both. And let's be clear, if Starmer refuses, he owns the consequences. If he accepts conservative support without conceding their conditions, he exposes himself as weak. If he adopts their conditions, he alienates his own MPs. Either way, the myth of consensus crumbles, and Britain sees what many suspected all along. This government governs in fear of itself. The country cannot afford another 5 years of timid half measures. The welfare state must be reformed not because it is unpopular, but because it is failing. Failing those who genuinely need it. Failing to encourage independence and resilience. Failing to reflect the social contract that binds support to contribution. Badenoch is forcing the issue, not as a favour to Labour, but as a challenge to the country. Do we want a welfare system that works, or one that wins applause from the comfortable corners of Westminster? Sir Keir Starmer stood on a platform of change. He said he would break from the old politics, confront tough decisions, and restore competence. Here is his moment. And yet, when pressed, all he can muster is a shrug and a swipe at the Conservatives. I don't think they've got the first idea what they are doing, he said. Perhaps. But at least they have an idea. Starmer, it seems, has a spreadsheet of risks and a prayer that no one will notice. Badenoch's challenge is not merely political theatre, it is a referendum on Starmer's leadership. And for the country's sake, he must answer it, clearly and unapologetically. No more dithering. No more doublespeak. Because the stakes are not parliamentary arithmetic. The stakes are Britain's ability to govern itself with realism, courage, and responsibility. And right now, that hangs by a thread.